got your hat. That's gonna be the new thing.
He got his hat. He got his hat.
Were you expecting anything like that?
Yeah, he told me he was gonna do it.
Oh, he told you?
He told him not to.
Jake Paul, the popular YouTuber from Ohio, has been in the spotlight for the past few days. If you haven't heard already, he got himself into a little fight with the legendary boxer Floyd Money Mayweather. Jake Paul really made Floyd Mayweather upset with his actions and decided to upload an apology video after things calmed down. But was the apology video serious? Make sure to watch the entire video to see what Jake Paul said in his apology video. I'm sorry. Logan Paul apology video to Floyd Mayweather. It all started during a face-to-face press conference between Jake Paul's brother Logan Paul and the boxer Floyd Mayweather. Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather are scheduled to fight on June 6th at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. But fans got a little treat a month before as Floyd showed off some of his boxing skills with Jake Paul at this press conference.
He's also 160 pounds.
Look at his resume, man.
I don't give a f about his resume. If I let statistics rule the decisions that I made in my life, I would be nowhere.
How do you feel about people keep making you a villain in the boxing world?
Am I the villain? Floyd Mayweather is one of the most hated fighters of all time. My brother's the problem child. I'm an angel, bro. I'm a good kid. Hurt him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cute.
Jake Paul has never had a problem with Floyd Mayweather until the press conference. In fact, Jake Paul and Floyd Mayweather trained together when Jake Paul had his first boxing fight against Deji, another popular UK YouTuber. But what made Jake Paul decide to troll Floyd Mayweather? Well, it seems that the reason Jake Paul picked a fight with Floyd is because Floyd took it too personal with his brother Logan Paul as he mentioned his past controversy with Japan. It seems like Jake Paul was trying to stick up for his brother for these personal attacks to Logan. Logan Paul and his brother Jake Paul, the popular YouTubers from Ohio, have been in the spotlight the past few days, and let's just say that Logan Paul is a little upset about what's going on. But in order to understand why he would post an apology video, we must go over what's happening in his life. Logan Paul is scheduled to fight one of the greatest boxers of all time, if not the best, Floyd Money Mayweather, on June 6th. Logan Paul has had an interesting and unique career path which led him to signing the contract on this fight. The fight between Logan Paul and Floyd may be the biggest livestream event to ever happen. In order for it to reach that big of an audience, they first must build up hype prior to the boxing match by doing some promotional activities. One of them being a face-to-face press conference. While the entertainers came together on June 6th to do the usual trash talk in order to get fans excited for the match. But things did not go according to plan during this face-to-face. At the end of it, the two were both separated doing interviews talking about their expectations for the big night. Meanwhile, Jake Paul, the brother of Logan Paul, decided to start some drama. He started bothering Floyd Mayweather's bodyguards and then got up close and personal with Floyd as they exchanged some words. But this was all part of Jake Paul's plan. He decided to steal Floyd Mayweather's hat and try to run away with it. Floyd usually doesn't get fazed by trolls, at least he hasn't in the past, but for some reason, this particular event angered him. But now everyone is well aware of the brawl that took place between Floyd Mayweather and Jake Paul. It is clear that the two are not on the greatest of terms ever since Jake Paul snatched his hat a whole day ago at the promotion of Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather's fight coming soon on June 6th. The truth of the matter is, when the entire situation went down, everyone all over assumed that the whole fight was staged, but at this time, Logan Paul has come out to share that the fight truly was real, and to surprise fans even more, Floyd Mayweather has finally come out to speak on the issue. Jake Paul made a mocking apology to Floyd Mayweather and had a commemorative tattoo after sparking a brawl by stealing the boxing legend's baseball cap. Mayweather had been attending a media event ahead of his exhibition bout with Logan Paul in Miami on June 6th, but the YouTuber's brother then started a wild scuffle by ripping a hat off the former world champion's head. Members of the media scattered as Mayweather clashed angrily with Jake Paul, who later posted his response on social media. Logan Paul's first pro fight ended in a points loss to YouTuber KSI in November 2019, while Jake Paul has won all 3 of his professional bouts by stoppage, including last month's knockout win over former UFC star Ben Askren. Paul took inspiration from McGregor's famous post-match barb after his win over Eddie Alvarez in 2015 to send Mayweather a message of remorse with a sarcastic twist. Jake Paul channeled his inner Conor McGregor as he made an apology to Floyd Mayweather over their hot-tempered brawl at the Hard Rock Stadium. The YouTube star was in Miami to support brother Logan ahead of his matchup with former 4-weight world champion Mayweather on June 6th. Both fighters were involved in the first press conference to promote the exhibition bout, with Paul along as bystander, though he quickly made himself the main event. He first started by distracting Mayweather by trying to tie his shoelaces together while the unbeaten boxer was on stage, before a fierce scuffle broke out later on. Paul had lured Mayweather into a square-off, surrounded by reporters and entourage members, and caused the 44-year-old to snap when he stole his baseball cap and squealed, "Gotcha hat." Naturally, Mayweather didn't take too kindly to the stunt, immediately grabbing Paul as several blows were exchanged. Some of his team even got involved in an attempt to reclaim the hat, with Paul eventually ending up with a black eye. It didn't deter him though, as he quickly set about stealing the hat again, leaving Mayweather furious. "Don't ever disrespect me. I'm gonna freak you up. I'm gonna kill that thing," Mayweather shouted, while Paul was a little more chilled about the situation. Moments after the scrap, Paul said, "I stole his hat because he steals people's money with boring fights. Word on the street already is that Floyd is sending goons after me to try and kill me or hurt me. If I die, I died for the hat." UFC star McGregor meanwhile condemned the embarrassing incident on social media, but Paul soon took a leaf out of the Irishman's book with his next stunt. Posting on his Instagram stories, Paul looked to have become remorseful about his actions before pulling off his own version of McGregor's famous "I just want to take this chance to apologize" to absolutely nobody rant after his win over Eddie Alvarez in 2015. "Hey, after thinking about it, I just want to say I apologize for my behavior and I'm sorry," Paul said. "I shouldn't have acted that way and you can suck my nuts, I'm just kidding." Mayweather has already stated he is now open to fighting both Paul brothers on the same night and doesn't even plan to train for the event. Following the video being posted, YouTube suspended his account and 200,000 people signed a petition to have him removed from the platform entirely. Logan released an apology on Twitter saying, "I've never made a mistake like this before." Following up, he said he was stepping away from posting and taking time to reflect. The video also caused him to lose followers and subscribers. Social Blade reported at the time that he had a 47% in views and 88% slowdown in subscribers. YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki also suspended his ad revenue from the streaming platform and said that he had violated their policies enough times to call for termination of him on the site. Back in 2016, Logan was supposed to star as himself in the movie Airplane Model, which was supposed to be about modern-day trendsetters, inspired by Logan, his brother, and other social media stars. Plainless Pictures claims that after the controversial video was posted, it cost them the movie deal and that Logan was aware that if he did post it, the deal would be destroyed. After the video was posted, Google ended the contract with the company and left them in over $3 million in debt.